Right. Okay, let's leave football. So let's talk briefly about boxing. We kept on saying it that the camp needed to open. Good thing is the camp is open. What's the update?
Yeah, officially opened yesterday. Of course, training started yesterday evening for some of the boxers that arrived. All of them will definitely be arriving today. Majority of them arrived yesterday. So this morning they'll have a full house,
Wow.
full training session. And of course, I spoke with some of the officials and of course the boxers, and they were like, okay, they know they have 3 weeks, but
Wow.
they have all it takes. They'll just do their best. And
Yes.
the coach talked about the fact that they had open camp
Perform
before.
magic.
Yes,
That's right.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what it is.
It can happen.
had open camp, before now. That open camp, he was actually sending them, things to do, monitoring them in their different states. All of them were training and all that. So all they need to do now, once they come, is just the techniques and the little things they need to add. So
Yes, this is making it sound like it's all
Yeah.
roses, all
no,
gravy.
I'm telling you, you asked me a
there's
question.
nothing.
I mean, what's the update? I'm
That's
going
right.
to give the update today.
I mean, there's nothing better than, Austin, you know
Yeah.
a lot about boxing as well, it's a combat
Yes.
sport. Nothing
Yeah.
better than closed camping.
That's right.
They go into closed camping for weeks
No,
to
like,
get ready for
right.
a particular
Sadiq Umar, one
tournament.
of the
So
boxers from the
what's all
UK,
this talk
you know,
about
he came in
open
for the
camps?
he came in like a week ago, from the UK.
Yeah.
Just waiting in the hostel right
That's what
there.
we're saying, yeah.
All of them
That's not
waiting
right.
and all that. So at the end of the day, well, they started yesterday, so
Okay.
officially they've opened camp, and they said they've been doing normal open camp where everyone in the states have been doing all they need to do. All they need to do now, once they come, they just perfect the techniques, and on Saturday the trials will be done. This Saturday, that's when they'll have the trials from 8 to 10 a.m. in the morning, and then they'll pick boxers that will go to Cameroon. They are thinking of picking about, out of the 22 boxers, so they'll pick 10. Maybe 7 male, 3
Wow.
females.
That-
and of
and
course, that out of that one, I spoke with the vice president. He said, look, out of the 10, we know we can qualify 7 for the Olympics. So
7 will go to the Olympics.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll wait and see how that pans out.
Okay.
Why are you
Eventually.
guys acting as
No,
What do you-
We've been following this thing, and if it
We'll
says
find out.
7 we qualify
Yes.
for the Olympics out of the 10 that will go to Cameroon.
That would be awesome. Yeah,
That's
we'll wait.
sweet.
Because the vice president actually said something that he knew what happened to the taekwondo team where somebody
Oh, they know.
overweight. So they want to do that now and check all their boxes before they go to Cameroon.
First they should. When you come out for the vice president Ibrahim Zango to speak with so much confidence, it's okay. I like that.
Yeah.
But what's the state of the national boxing gym? It should take you there
Okay,
and tell me if 10 out
they have
of
just
7 out of 10 can
for-
make it from that sort of boxing gym that is supposed to be producing world champions.
I think the Secretary General, Luke Olushola said something that he understands that the gym is not really here, that fantastic and all that. But what they intend to do is after they qualify for the Olympics, they might go to Cuba or any of this country and go, go on a training tour. That even if NSC cannot sponsor them, they're thinking of outsourcing for funds and just doing it on their own because they know they just want to manage this one to go to Cameroon.
So
and once they qualify,
great.
they can actually.
You've done great. Thanks for the update.
Yes.
You've done very well on this
Okay, now
one.
let's listen to Sadiq Umar. One of the boxers came from the UK, and of course to the coach, Tony Koyegochi.
Yeah, it's a very big competition. That's the biggest fiesta in the whole world. So, but I'm sure everything been put in place. We just want to manage the gym for the qualifier. But I prayed after that, the minister, the DG will come and consider us to take us outside for training because we don't have adequate equipment here. We lack so many things in the gym. We don't have enough for we to train these boxers. We need a world-class gym where we can train and the boxers and impart knowledge and everything they need to know to have before the Olympic. We can win gold in the coming Olympic because we have the boxers. We have them and we have good coaches too, so we can win medal, Olympic, gold, silver, bronze, anything in the Olympic. But first is to go and qualify. And I'm sure we'll surely qualify. We'll get medal there, at least we qualify about 4 or 5 of them.
The weather's different compared to the UK where I'm based at. It's extremely hot. There's no ventilation in the gym, so it's very humid. But all that does is it adds to the intensity of the training. Physically, I'm ready. Mentally, I'm ready. I've done what I can in terms of training, resting. I mean, I've been here for a week already and the camp's only opening today. So I've given myself the best opportunity I can to put myself in the best shape possibly and so I'm confident. In terms of attaining medals at the Olympic Games, I think it's very achievable. If we're the best in Africa, then why can we not be one of the best in the world? So with determination, focus, hard work, resilience, and skills that I have in abundance, I believe I can make it possible. And I believe the coaches would do the right thing in the short space of time that we have to tune up whatever skills and abilities we have to take out a strong force which will be successful. When you think a camp has been open only for a few weeks before the tournament, it's not ideal. However, Nigerian fighters and other fighters in other developing countries are known to be very hungry, and as everyone's been instructed to be training on their own, I believe all fighters would have been given their all, their best. And again, like I mentioned, in the next 2 weeks that we have in camp, the trainers would just have to tune up whatever everyone's bringing in. I mean, so long as the person's fit already, the rest of it would just be, getting the fundamentals right so that when we go out there, we're working to a set game plan. So yeah, I believe we'll be fine.
Okay.
We will be fine.
That's right.
Yeah. That's the only foreign based boxer that will be participating in this.
So one is also coming from.
Yeah, I mean, he's the only one around at the moment, and yeah, naturally, I would suspect he's a lot, more conditioned, than the ones we have in Nigeria at the moment. Considering where he's coming from, and so very interesting to see his performance, what it's going to be like against his fellow Nigerian boxers. Yeah.
So after the trials, we'll see if he's going to be picked, because they said even if no matter where you're from, English champion, wherever, you have to come here and go through the trials, and if you're good enough,
absolutely, yeah.
He said he came at London 2012 games, but he just couldn't make the trials. So right now he's back here. I love the fact that he came a week, before it, and he was just waiting and training on his own. I think that's something I love about Nigerian spirit. You feel, okay, we know where we're from, so sometimes you just wouldn't want to wait and just be waiting and waiting. All
right, let's quickly talk about the NUGA Games, Cecilia. That's another good avenue towards developing and discovering talent, and we'll get you ready for another edition. Yeah,
definitely. Just on the 29th of this month, you're going to be having about 16 universities, 300 students, players, male and female, 70 officials, all of them participating in the celebration games that they tag better than good. And some of the officials are actually saying that what they're going to use that for is to see how they can actually get some of the athletes that will be participating in volleyball and of course futsal, and they will see how they can actually pick athletes from there that will go for the Olympics. Futsal definitely is not going to be part of the 2020 Olympics, we know that, but volleyball will be there. They see if they can actually start using students from the university, for Olympic Games. So when you have that, you can actually know their age bracket and how long they're going to stay. And even who they're talking about on the 20 level, on the 23 level football itself, you can also pick, athletes from the university that
now
can represent.
We're already having 2020 inside with the NUGA Games.
Because this year is finished.
That's right. We'll get you talking again. Let's go over to the Secretary General of the NUGA Games is standing by to talk to us. Good morning and welcome to the program. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Okay, fantastic. We're still talking about the NUGA Games. What is the objective for this year's edition?
There's going to be a celebration games where many so some of the universities, ABU, BUK, Unveil, and all many more. We are of the opinion that universities should play regularly, and we are sure that we can be able to get new players that have just come into the system, and will be good enough to even be able to come into the national team. So the objective is to be able to at least get the athletes that are just coming into the system as quickly as possible, so that we can put our eyes on them throughout the time they leave the university.
Okay, that's definitely a plus. Now, there's this issue of the World University Games, where we usually don't use athletes who go for such, competitions like the Olympics. How can this be addressed by the NOC and, of course, the National Sports Commission?
We also work with the National Sports Commission. Any athlete that we have discovered, we always send their name to the National Sports Commission. During the last NUGA Games at Obasanjo Awolowo University, we compiled the names of those athletes, the best athletes, female and male athletes in the 15 sports, and sent to the National Sports Commission. Eventually, I think one of them was into the camp, volleyball, and she was in the African Games that was held last year. And there was a Scotch player nobody had ever known before who went to camp the national camp and did very well against some old hands. So that's the kind of thing that we are talking about. If we have regular competitions in the institutions, the possibility of having new players that are good is always there. And in Nigeria, you hardly have the competition regularly. And this is a thing that we have to look into.
We know the NUGA Games used to be very, very big. Big competition. I love university students look forward to it. Why are we having just 16 universities taking part in this edition?
Pardon me?
Why are we having only 16 universities taking part in this edition?
The competition is educational. We have tried as much as possible to spread the educational around. We know the universities that are good in volleyball. They don't forget also that the celebration games is meant to celebrate the 74th anniversary of the General Overseer of the Christian Church of God. I used a volleyball player when he was in the university, boxer. So there are 4 universities among all these universities that are, and you always find that the University of Nigeria, Obasanjo Awolowo and the University of Lagos are present in all the 3 competitions that we are going to hold. That is the volleyball men and women and the kickball. Also, you know that Redeemer University, which is owned by the Christian Church of God, is going to play volleyball men and women. So if you take these 4 universities out, that we have direct relationship with at one time or the other, either as a student or a staff, and the ownership of the institution. We now have 12 other universities that we try to spread among the various universities in this country, that is the federal, the private, and the owned universities. So that's how we are able to do it.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Bala Radele, for speaking to us this morning on the show. We appreciate your time.